When it comes to the quote-unquote best contracts in the NHL, there have been a few names that have popped up as the default answers for fans and media alike. Hey, best contracts in the NHL? Well, Leon Draisaitl is making $8.5 million a year. Sidney Crosby's making $8.7 million a year. Nathan MacKinnon, Mac Daddy, before he became the highest paid AAV player, which only lasted for a little bit. Before he was making his $12.6 million a year, he was severely underpaid at just around 6-point-something mil. There have been guys who have ascended the ranks in the NHL, but whose contracts stayed low. And for a good chunk of this decade, we have had the same names rotating around. Crosby, MacKinnon, Draisaitl, I'd say, are maybe some of the big ones. There are a few other ones slipped in there as well. I mean, when the Tampa Bay guys were on their bridge deals before they had signed their long-term contracts, yeah, I mean, Nikita Kucherov, Vasilevsky, before they were making $9 million apiece, yeesh, those were seriously good contracts. But when it comes to my favorite contract in the NHL, one that I think will stand the test of time as potentially being the best contract in Vancouver Canucks history, I wanted to go out there and refer to an article posted on The Athletic. Take a look at this. The NHL's 10 Best Contracts 2024 edition. Jack Hughes, Nathan MacKinnon, and more. This was published by Dom Lucian 4 days ago on the 16th. And if you go over to this article, you will find a very particular Vancouver Canucks captain listed on this piece. No, we're not talking about Bo Horvat. We are instead talking about Quinn Hughes. Now, whenever Quinn Hughes' name gets brought up alongside of Dom Lucian's name of The Athletic, it's always mentioned with some sort of mockery. Hey, Dom Lucian, Quinn Hughes isn't all that great, right? Compared to your model, compared to your analysis, compared to all the people that you would ask about him. If you remember, about a year ago, there was a piece made on The Athletic talking about NHL players and where they stacked up tier-wise. For Vancouver Canucks fans, it was nice seeing JT Miller and Elias Pettersson get their props, but when it came to Quinn Hughes, this was a guy who was ranked as a 3B defenseman. You talk about the 1A players, the 1Bs, the 1Cs, the 2As, the 2Bs. Quinn Hughes was ranked as a 3B player. And if you compared him to all the other defensemen who were ranked in the 3A, 2C, 2B, 2A, and 1C, 1B, 1A categories, there were so many debates that you could have had saying, hey, wait a minute, Quinn Hughes is better than, most of these guys. Why is he in the 3B category? Now, to Dom Lucian's credit, and I really don't know how I feel about giving him credit, but it's fair to give him credit in this respect. He did mention that the article that he had wrote a year ago was primarily based off of the opinions of NHL people, NHL scouts, and NHL executives, people that actually work in the league and with these teams. He had pulled together all of their opinions about players and came up with this list to rank them based off of how NHL people viewed these players. Quinn Hughes was ranked in the 3B territory, not necessarily because Dom Lucian thinks that half the NHL's top 2 defensemen are better than him, but because all of the other NHL people that he had interviewed said so instead. And I get it, that's kind of a cop-out answer. Hey, Lego, you're dismissing responsibility from the guy who made the list, but I'm just presenting the reasoning. It wasn't him. It was a lot of the people that he had talked to whose opinions he used to make the article. He, in fact, was getting trolled by Canucks Twitter a lot in this time frame, and everybody was giving him crap at the beginning of the season when Quinn Hughes was tied for the NHL's league lead in points, as a defenseman, by the way, with 2 of his teammates. But either way, it is a year later, and now we are talking about the 10 best contracts in the NHL, and I wanted to go out there and take a look at what Dom Lucian has to write about with Quinn Hughes this time around. Now, of course, The Athletic is paid for material, so we're not going to go over onto the regular article. Let's go out there onto CanucksDaily.com, because Cooper Godin yesterday went out there and posted this piece. Jim Benning is given flowers for his money management skills on a very specific contract. Now, of course, you know, we are already talking about Quinn Hughes. The contract in reference here is that Hughes deal. Let's go out there and read what Dom Lucian writes about, because it is presented here in this Canucks Daily article. Dom Lucian of The Athletic shared a model that shows what a player should be earning based on their production and what they've done on both sides of the puck to help their team. For Quinn Hughes, Dom Lucian's model shows that his value is around $14 million a season. 14.7, excuse me. Before last season, there were still some lingering questions regarding where Quinn Hughes fit into the league's hierarchy of defensemen. After a dominant Norris-winning season, Hughes has left no doubt where he belongs, right at the top. Hughes enters 2024-2025 as the highest-rated defenseman according to the model, Lucian said. He adds, "How much is that worth? Approximately $14 million to $16 million over the next 3 years, or about 16% of the salary cap. Hughes is that good. Sorry for ever doubting that, in parentheses, and he's only 24. That means we can expect him to maintain this level and maybe become even better over the next few seasons." Now, Quinn Hughes is making $7.8 million a year till the end of 26-27. He is 24 right now. In 3 years, when that contract expires, he will be 27 years old. He may have yet another 90-plus point campaign. He had 92 points in 82 games played this most recent season, including 17 goals. He was a monster. Now, sure, in the playoffs, he didn't really produce as much, but then again, a lot of the Canucks players did not produce as much. Elias Pettersson falling off a cliff in terms of his point production really hurt the team, I would say, when it comes to the rest of the guys getting points. But either way, Quinn Hughes in that regular season was the Norris winner. He was the best defenseman in the league. He was super close to wiping the floor with everybody else who came after him in the voting. He was just above and beyond everybody else. And as a result, the contract evaluation that the Athletics model projects Hughes at is at $14.8 million a year. This guy is making half of what his actual value should be. $14.8 million a year is higher than Austin Matthews' $13-something million deal. It's higher than McDavid's $12.5. It's higher than Nathan MacKinnon's $12.6. And to be fair, there are other contracts in this article on The Athletic that are highlighted as potential steals, and a lot of them have their dollar amounts, and they are a lot higher than what they are normally at in real life. Some of these are even approaching that $13-14 million territory, but for Quinn Hughes, for Dom Lucian to finally write and say, yeah, sorry, sorry for doubting this guy, sorry for not thinking that he was this good, because he is. There's gotta be some sort of a catharsis for that. You know, I get it, Canucks fans, we're a salty bunch, we don't really forgive, and we never ever forget, and we're very passionate about our hockey team. We're passionate about the guys on it because, let's be real, this team hasn't really had much to cheer for the past few years, so once things actually go our way, and once things are looking good, at that point, if you see people, NHL executives, NHL media going out there and talking down to our guys, yeah, Quinn Hughes is only a 3B defenseman, folks, sorry. Once we see that, we go ballistic. Because for the first time in years, we finally have something that is actually worth cheering for. And you're taking it away from us. Hey, this guy that you like, this guy that you care about, your captain, you're gonna stand and die behind this man because he is the face of your hockey team. He is actually not that good. That's what the article last year said about him. And Canucks fans got pissed. And now, he has a Norris. So, yeah, I think that video is already done. We don't need to expand on that anymore, right? Quinn Hughes, $14-point-something million AAV value for the Vancouver Canucks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about his crazy, crazy contract and how it's a big steal at this point at 7-point-whatever million. Thank you, Jim. Am I right? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.